Dante's Boxing Nation, what's going on, guys? So I conducted an interview with Vasyl Lomachenko's manager to talk about negotiations between Vasyl Lomachenko and Nicholas Walters. Now I'm going to go ahead and play the interview, but I'm doing this video just a little bit different because in this video I'm going to go ahead and mix some of the footage, the interview footage, with my own commentary and narration because I'm going to play a couple clips, so I don't want you guys to get lost. All right, I want you to keep up with me. So with that being said, let's see what Team Lomachenko had to say. So you guys heard it straight from the horse's mouth, from Vasyl Lomachenko and his manager, Egis Klimas. They both said weight was not an issue. They said weight and everything else was already done. So according to Team Lomachenko, Guillermo Rigondeaux never had a problem moving up to 126 to fight against Lomachenko. Let's hear what Egis Klimas had to say next. Okay, so if you just listen to what Egis Klimas said right there, he said that Lomachenko should be the A side because Lomachenko is going to step up and he's coming into Nicholas Walters' weight class. He's given Nicholas Walters all of the advantages. So therefore, Nicholas Walters should be taking the smallest piece of the pie. Excuse the interruption, that was my phone going off. But anyway, let's get back to this situation. Okay, so once again, their argument is Nicholas Walters should get less money because they feel that Vasyl Lomachenko, he's putting himself at a disadvantage moving up in weight, right? Now, wasn't it kind of interesting that Egis Klimas, he would reveal how much money was offered to Nicholas Walters, but he refused to disclose how much money Vasyl Lomachenko would make in this fight. I think that says a lot right there. Now, once again, Lomachenko's manager is claiming that Loma deserves the bigger piece of the pie because he's moving up to a higher weight class and he is giving Nicholas Walters the majority of the advantages. That's why they're offering Nicholas Walters only $500,000. Now, keep in mind, guys, when it comes to Al Haymon, the guy that they say is the cancer of the sport, do you guys know the majority of fights on this level, both fighters are making $1 million? And the disparity between the two fighters is only probably about 200,000. Like there's been a couple fights where one guy was making $1 million, the other guy, he may be making 1.2 million, right? But in this situation, in this case, with Top Rank, you have one guy making pretty much half, or for all we know, more than half of the amount that the other fighter is making. Now, since Lomachenko's manager justified this by saying that Lomachenko is at a disadvantage and that's why Nicholas Walters only deserves $500,000, let's see how much money they offered Guillermo Rigondeaux and why that fight never came to fruition. Check this clip out. So there you have it, guys. You know, I tell you on this channel all the time, you can lock the truth up, throw away the key, but the truth will always find a way to break free. And you just got a whole lot of that truth in this video right here. We just found out that according to Lomachenko's manager, once again, they believed that Lomachenko should be the A side because he's moving up in weight. He's giving away too many advantages. But then we just found out that when Guillermo Rigondeaux was going to be giving up too much weight, when he was going to be giving up advantages, and he was going to come in the ring with a disadvantage, he was still offered the same amount of money that Nicholas Walters was offered. So the question now is, why is Top Rank offering these two fighters on the coincidental list such little money? Is it just because Lomachenko has his hope insurance? I mean, what's really going on right now? This is something that we need to look into. It makes zero sense. Guillermo Rigondeaux is pound for pound one of the best fighters in the world. When Rigo was fighting Nonito Donaire, Rigo made $750,000. Keep in mind, this was before Guillermo Rigo was considered pound for pound top 3, one of the best fighters in the world. This was when Rigo only had 13 fights. This is before he had already been on a stage that damn big. And he was making more money than what they are offering him now. How does that make sense? That doesn't make any sense at all. Now that Rigo is a pound for pound champion, why is he getting half or less than half than Vasyl Lomachenko? Now, guys, I'm not suggesting that Guillermo Rigo or Nicholas Walters, they deserve more money than Lomachenko, but the bids should be a lot closer than what they are. That's the point I'm stressing. Because realistically, what has Vasyl Lomachenko done to become like a complete A-side to where he just gets double the amount of money than a Nicholas Walters or Guillermo Rigondeaux? What has he done? I mean, if you guys have been watching his fights like I have been, then you know he fights on undercards against no-name opponents, right? So why is he getting double the amount of money? It's not making sense. And I don't blame this on Vasyl Lomachenko, or not all of it. I think this has a lot to do with Top Rank. It has a lot to do with Top Rank. For whatever reason, Top Rank is willing to give Nicholas Walters, or I should say talent like Nicholas Walters and Guillermo Rigondeaux, the smallest piece of the pie, while giving Lomachenko the biggest piece of the pie. It's not really adding up. It's not really adding up. Even if Bob Arum wanted to lean towards Lomachenko, even if Bob Arum says, you know what, those guys on a coincidental list like Nicholas Walters, I can't build these guys up because there's so much goddamn hate in the world. These people are going to tear these guys down. So let me try to appeal to the decafs and just build up the guy who already has his hope insurance. Even if that were the case, that still wouldn't make sense, and it still would be wrong. I mean, it totally made sense for Donaire to be the A side, right? He made $1.3 million against Guillermo Rigondeaux. That made sense. He was the A side. He was pound for pound, or at least they had him as pound for pound, top 3, top 5, one of the best fighters in the world. That made sense. But when it comes to Lomachenko, he's in the same damn boat that Nicholas Walters and Guillermo Rigondeaux are in. So that's what it is, guys. Hopefully this fight gets made. I think that this is the time where Bob Arum, he needs to step in and he needs to give Nicholas Walters more money than what he's offering. The fact that Lomachenko's manager, once again, he'll reveal how much Loma is making, or he'll reveal how much Walters is making, but he does not want to disclose how much Loma is making. That clearly already suggests that they're making way more money than Nicholas Walters is. And for them to say, oh, but we offered him $300,000 like a little side bet if he wins the fight. How many times have we heard fighters say stuff like that? And how many times that they actually insert a bet into a contract? You hear fighters say stuff like that all the time. That stuff falls on deaf ears. No one ever takes those bets seriously. And, this is why you don't have deals like this in other sports. This is the reason why you have contracts in place. You get your money up front. Win, lose, or draw. You don't get lowballed to death and you only get the money you deserve if you win the fight. This is not some bet at the casino. This is a prize fight. This is a professional prize fight. I mean, if that's the case, if Lomachenko and Team Lomachenko, if they believe they have that much confidence that they're going to win, then why don't they say, you know what, I'll just take the $500,000. And if we win, we get an additional $300,000 or $500,000 or whatever the case may be. If you have that much confidence in winning. But Team Lomachenko, they don't want to do that. Just like Nicholas Walters doesn't want to do that. You want your money up front. This is boxing. Anything can happen. Anything can happen. It could be a draw. You could be DQ'd. You could be knocked out. Anything could happen in the sport of boxing. This is why fighters get paid before they go in the ring. Win, lose, or draw. So, the side bet is a joke. It's a joke. This is why you never see side bets inserted into a contract. That's all I got for now. I'm on to the next one.